Alright, today we're going to continue on with 3.3. Today we're going to talk about using the chart of accounts and general journal from your working together. Okay, so here's your working together. And we're going to use the different transactions again, and we're going to put them into the debit or credit side. So again, we need to make sure that we have the right transactions, we have the right date, and also we need to decide which one's debit and which one's credit. So if you look on page 73 of your textbook and page 37 in your workbook, we're going to get started. So our first one we have is our first transaction, which is going to be April 12th. We have paid cash for rent of $1,000, and we have a check number 4. So again, we're going to put down underneath accounts payable April 12th. Alright, we have our, it says that we paid cash, so we're going to put cash. Since we paid it, we're going to credit it. So let's come over here to where we have our 100, or 1,000, excuse me. Alright, and then we also have for rent. So our rent is going to be an expense, alright? So now we're working into our expenses. So instead of prepaid, it's going to be an expense, alright? This chapter is going to explain us more into like the owner's equity, so our expenses, our drawings, all that. So we're going to put rent expense. Alright, and we're going to debit that for $1,000. Okay. Our next one that we have is going to be April 13th, received cash from sales of $2,500. We have a document number of T13, and I forgot to put the document number on this one, so we're going to put C4 up here. Alright, so now we're going to put down April 14th. Alright. And it says that, or excuse me, April 13th, I'm sorry. April 13th, sorry about that. Alright, and it says received cash from sales. Alright, so if we received our cash, we are going to be gaining it, so we're going to put down cash. Alright, and we're going to debit that for $2,500. Okay. And then it says we received cash from our sales. Alright, so underneath that we're going to put sales. And we are going to credit that. So $2,500. Our next one we have is April 14th, sold services on account to Lee Rowe for $510. Alright. Again, I forgot to put down my document number. Sorry about that. Make sure we always add that in. So we're going to have April 14th. Alright. It says that we have sold services on account. Okay. So that's going to be, since we sold the services with the account, it's going to be accounts receivable. I'm just going to abbreviate here. And we're going to put the last name, Rowe. We have our document number of, looks like S1. Okay. And then we are going to put down the 510 under the debit side. And we have down sold services, okay. So then we're going to put down our sales. Underneath there, we're going to credit the 510. Alright, our next one we have is April 19th. We have paid cash for the electric bill of $148, and we have a check number of, it looks like 5. So we're going to put down April 15th. Alright, it says, or excuse me, April 19th. It says that we have a utilities expense. I'm just going to abbreviate again. Alright, so we have our check number 5. Put C5 here. And then we had it for $148. So we're going to debit the expense. And it says we paid cash for it. So we're going to put the cash underneath. And we're going to credit that, 148. Alright, next one we have is April 20th, received cash on account from Lero of $255, and we have a document number of R2. So we're going to put down April 20th. And it says we received cash, okay? So we're going to put down cash.
Mackenzie Munzel, please report to the office.
And then we have our debit of $255. And then it says that we received cash on account, okay? So now we're receiving it, so we have accounts receivable. Again, I'm just going to put down the last name. And we're going to credit that back for $255. Okay. Alright, and then our last one, we have paid cash to owner for personal use of $1,000. Oh, again, we need to put down our document number before we go on. R2. Alright, so then let's move on. Paid cash to owner for personal use of $1,000 with a check number 6 on April 21st. So we're going to put down April 21. We have paid cash. So it says that we paid cash for personal use. Alright, personal use is going to fall underneath our owner's equity, which is going to be the drawing part. So we're going to put down accounts, or excuse me, we're going to put down drawing. Alright, and we are going to debit that of $1,000. We're going to make sure we have our document number of C6. And then we are going to, it says we paid cash, so we're going to put down our cash, and we're going to credit that. So cash, and then credit the $1,000.